All right, what is up, everybody? This is Streamweaver. I'm going to be doing some live streaming from Elder Scrolls Online. It is an MMO set in the Elder Scrolls universe. Some of you may be familiar with Skyrim. You might have played Oblivion before. I can hear myself in my own ears. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. So, Elder Scrolls Online is an MMO. Came out about 2 years ago. It's a great MMO. They've done some great development with it. I got back into it, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago now, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It never caught on with me before. It sort of had standard MMO fare, level slicing, and that whole bit. It looks pretty, but the gameplay was just sort of played out for me. They did this update called One Tamriel, though, which really was marvelous. What it did was equalize the content across the entire game. So content scales to the level of your player. You can go anywhere, do anything, just like you can in Skyrim or Oblivion. The game is completely open. You can also play across factions. There's 3 factions in the game. There's the Aeldari Dominion. I believe I got that name right. But that's what I'm playing. I'm playing what's called the Khajiit, which is sort of a cat race, as you can see. It's female because it's based on my own cat, Kafka, who is wonderful, although a little sassy. And so, in honor of Kafka, I am playing what's called the Nightblade. That is sort of an assassin character. I'm an assassin, archer, thief. That's the way it works for me. It's a great little class to play. Most of the classes here are really great if you haven't played Elder Scrolls Online before. If you have, you'll recognize a lot of the elements, although it is an MMO, so you're going to have to be aware of that. So I'm getting into this now, and I have not posted this to social media. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in my other window. So you might see me stand there for a second, but I'm going to go ahead and post this to Twitter. So Elder Scrolls Online live stream via Twitch, talking and questioning in Auridon, I guess is how you pronounce it. I'm actually not entirely sure, but we are going to go with it. I don't often read and don't speak these names in the game, so I'm probably going to get them wrong. Any of you sort of lore fanatics, it's going to make you a little upset, but hey, deal with it. We're going to do the best we can. And go ahead and join in on the live stream if you want. Go ahead and join up to the channel. I think you can chat. To be honest, I'm only just getting used to Twitch chat, so you might need to subscribe, or you might need to friend or something like that, but in order to chat. But please go ahead in the chat room and sign up if you want. I am live on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/Streamweaver. That's STREAMWEAVER. And I will try to do this maybe once a week, maybe a few times a week. Honestly, I'm playing quite a bit right now. I really got back into Elder Scrolls Online, and I have really been enjoying it. So I plan to continue with it. So I'm about halfway through one of the early quests in the Aeldari Dominion, which is the faction I'm in. We look at the map. We'll go out. This is sort of the outside of I'll say the starter zones, not quite the tutorial zones. You see I have a few plugins up and working that tell me record where I harvest from. So that's a lot of the clutter that you're seeing. I am playing on PC. So for those of you who are coming in from the console, this is available on PC, Mac, Xbox, and PS4. The option for add-ons is a PC and Mac only feature. It's a great feature. Any of you played World of Warcraft, you're familiar with that. You've done it before, and I'm using those add-ons to sort of help make the game less confusing, because I hate when people don't give me data. So for me, that's what I'm enjoying. That's what I'm doing. I'm really enjoying this game so far. As I said, I am getting out and doing some quests around the area. I'm about midway through the island. So far, the plot line has mostly revolved around political intrigue. I am an agent of the Queen of the Aeldari Dominion, who is attempted to be deposed by a sorceress rival of hers. I've done a few quests around sort of exposing this rebellious cell, and I think that part is mostly over in this main quest area, so I am going to start doing some of the mainline sort of regular world quests. One of them I have right now is that a guy has a set of robots called the Dwemer, which are sort of these artifacts that are sort of robotic that run and has broken down, and he has asked me to collect some parts. I'm also new to this city, so I'm going to collect a few quests. And let's go over to this guy. Hello, sir. Hello, hanging out on the wall. What can I do for you? Oh, you have?
The boss sent me. Need to deal with this Heritance situation now that we know Estri's turned.
Ah, so the Heritance is the rebellion against the Queen. They call themselves the Veiled Heritance, I think, and they are, I've exposed them and drove them out of this city, so this must be the next stage in the quest. The boss, I'm guessing, is my little contact called Razumdar, but we'll find out.
Razumdar, of course.
The old guy.
We found a list of 4 names. Veiled Heritance operatives at the highest level. Now on the run from Dominion forces.
You bet they are, because they crossed me. All right, what's the order?
These Mer have been sentenced to death. Find them and carry out the order.
All
We
right.
have records of their last known location. That should help. Return with proof of their demise, if you please.
A little horrific,
Use the list to track them down.
but I'll do it.
Good luck, and show no mercy.
I will kill the enemies of the Queen. They will be dead. I will take them down. I will take them down to Chinatown. All right. So, I can question them a little bit more. They're just going to be some nobles.
Harule, their rapid action planner. Kalanye, their woman on the inside of the Fighters Guild. Helenel, racial purity advisor. Behind several documented attacks on Bosma and Khajiit.
That's me. I am Khajiit.
Arianas, strange one. Haven't heard her name linked to any particular crime. Rumor is that she's a personal friend of Estri's. Most likely a highly placed agent, but no idea about her area of expertise.
So what you're saying is she's a boss. Okay, I got to use my... Prepare for that. I'll file that away in my head. I am going to knock out these Dwemer quests, though, which is the current quest that I am on. As you can see, not Skyrim, sorry, Elder Scrolls Online is really, it's a beautiful game. I love the art style. This has been hard for a lot of games to get right. I enjoyed World of Warcraft, even that's dated. I like the art style. A lot of other games, EverQuest Next and whatever that landmark was going to be, whatever got canceled, that missed the mark for me. I think Warhammer Online, that's it. That missed the mark. I thought Age of Conan did a great job with the graphics, but Elder Scrolls Online has done a fantastic job with the graphics. I really like it. It's something that I enjoy. I enjoy playing, and it's sort of not, I wouldn't call it cartoony, but it's stylized in a way that makes sense, that doesn't look like it's going to age. So, oh, by the way, I've got some graphics turned down because I normally harvest. I'm a crafter, so I'm actually going to go ahead, turn the graphics back up, which is mostly because of the grass, water reflection quality. I'm going to turn that back on. I'll say it's medium, and suppression distance, magnetic particle system, bloom. I'm looking for grass right there. So I'm turning grass back on. As you can see, a bunch of grass just popped back up. Now that there's grass in the world looks much more lush. I turn that off when I look for crafting items and harvesting, because I want to be able to spot things on the ground. So I need to break into this place. Fortunately, I am a thief, so I'm going to go ahead and hide. That's what that little eye is. And I'm going to I'm going to do a little lock-picking minigame. Come on, you. Oh, I got to get these tumblers right. I almost got it. Oh, that's actually doing terrible. I got to do it. All right, all the way down. Lock him in place. Oh, damn it. Lock in place. Get. Oh, whew. All right. The way the minigame works is you have to get those tumblers, and you have to get them when they kind of jiggle. You have to let up just at that right moment, and that will stick it in place, and you get all those tumblers, and you open the lock. That applies for locked chests and locked doors. If you're seen while you're doing things you're not supposed to, which is what that little red text is, you get marked as a criminal. They've got a really kind of intricate system. I'll show you a little bit more about that later, but let's just continue on the quest now. There doesn't seem to be anybody in here I can see. So, something about the tunnels. What is this? So I don't know what else I can tell you. If you don't keep the troops out of the old ruin, we're going to have trouble. Patrols for Gwendolyn, I don't know anything, or anything but interesting. But we can't have the digging into the deeper tunnels. I can only protect your merchandise if our troops are alive. And I've seen enough down in those tunnels to turn my hair white. Well, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But I don't know what that has to do with anything. Obviously, he's involved in some kind of plot. I am looking for these Dwemer artifacts. You can steal, which I might look around. Why not? Where's my little blades? Hit the wrong key. You can get more sort of ingredients from stealing. You can get kind of items. You can look in people's chests. You have to launder those on the black market, which is really cool. It's a really cool, as I mentioned, they've done a lot of updates to Elder Scrolls Online. Ooh, what was that? That was actually not a crafting thing. That is a little item that I can loot. They did something called the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood expansion, which adds Thieves Guild, as you might imagine, and Dark Brotherhood, which is the Assassin's Guild quest lines. And that also added sort of thieves' dens and... All right, so I've collected the Dwemer gear. I got 1 of 3. I've got to get 2 more. So nobody in here, really. I don't really have to sneak since there's nobody in here. Nothing else interesting that I can see. What's this desk? I can't do anything there. But they're obviously involved in some sort of... Dwemer are sort of they're the dwarves equivalent in the Elder Scrolls Online universe. In most of the lore, they've disappeared and they've left these ancient ruins, which all these sort of constructs, these sort of robotic things around. And people mine them and kind of search these ruins for this old technology. I don't quite understand where in the history we are. It's weird. It's like 700 years before Skyrim, and I don't understand why they go back and forth in time in the Elder Scrolls and what the different stuff means. It seems sort of interesting, but pointless, and I just don't want to keep up with it. I'd rather read about real history, but it is well written. If you're into it, you really would like the lore in the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm trying. Come on. If the timer runs out, by the way, you don't pick the lock, and you can't do it again for several minutes. Whew. So that's annoying. Got to sit around. You can also break picks as you go along, especially if you're taking too long or not doing a great job. So those, another $40 item. So it's important to sort of get it right. I have a few skill points set up in Elder Scrolls Online to be able to view the... to be able to pick locks a little easier, to be able to sneak a little easier. That's another thing. If you haven't played this, I actually really recommend it. If you're looking for kind of a good MMO, which sort of has the spirit of Elder Scrolls, I think this has really captured it well. The updates since One Tamriel, which is what you'll hear about, they have... that's what equalized the level, so you can go anywhere, do anything. It's opened up the world recipe for my crafter. And that, I just think it's done a great job. They've done a great job updating it. I recommend that you give it a shot if you have not. If you do end up playing on PC or Mac, shoot me a message in game. I would love some folks to live stream with. I would love to be able to get a little group. I've got a guild, but like most guilds, they're just a bunch of bro dudes who sit around and occasionally they group together. They're trying to do higher end content. I am a lower level player, so that's, even though you can actually play together, they level scale. It's just, I don't know. I don't really care about min-maxing. I just want to get around and I want to have a good time and enjoy the game. So that's what I do. Nothing wrong with any other play style. It's not my play style. That's not what I'm going to do. All right, so there's another person with a quest in this town. I'm going to go grab that while I don't need to sneak around. I'm not doing anything illegal.
My poor children.
Oh, you poor
My
dear.
poor little rabbits.
Oh my goodness. Well, maybe you should be home with them instead of standing out here on the balcony looking all sad and emo. All right, lady. What's going on with you?
A mother shouldn't outlive her children.
Ooh, that's
and
true.
I've had 4 pass on to Aetherius. It's almost too much to bear.
Well, that's the way to bring a mood
Would you
down.
pray for them?
I'm
Pray
sure.
at their grave markers. I want them to have peace, but I'm too old to go now. I can't even leave Skywatch. They're buried at all 4 ends of the island.
Oh my goodness, I gotta
on
run
a
along.
bluff
Okay.
outside Volkelgard, just outside of Tenzelwil, near Castle Rilis, and on a hill overlooking
Well,
Fair.
that's nice. You buried him in nice
My
places.
children loved the water, loved the sight of it.
All right. I will pray for your
They are
children.
good little rabbits. Kind and
All right.
brave. Thank you so
I
much.
don't know if I need to hear their whole sad story, but that's going to send me running quest. I'm not going to do that now because I just have to run back and forth across the island. And then I'll just pick those up as I sort of do those later on. So we're back here. Another simple lock. So I'm going to have to go through the minigame. Come on. Oh, got it. Got it. Good. Concentrating. Sorry, folks. Oh, good. That one was easy. So no one's hanging around. No one in these houses. Often when I've noticed when I sort of, not that I rob houses, but I rob houses in the game. When I do that, there's often somebody inside. If they see you, you can be marked as a trespasser, which at first isn't a big deal, but they will, if you hang around, they'll call the guards, which is never fun. Then you have to run from the guards. It actually is kind of fun. You have to run from the guards. You have to get out of town. Oop, shit. There's a burglar. So what's he doing? I'm going to switch to my bow. As I said, my character is an assassin. So if you're hidden and you're stealth and you attack from there, you do bonus damage.
Boy, did you walk into the wrong house.
Yes. No, I think you walked into the wrong house. As I switch and gotcha. Ha 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 ha. That's how we do it, son. That is how we do it up in here. All right. Take that stuff. You do not burgle the place that I am burgling. I will out-burgle you, Mr. Mrs. Whatever you are. All right. That probably some intrigue. Did I get a note? I should have paid more attention to the Dwemer ring, Dwemer list of names. That's probably the people I have to kill from that other quest. Invitation to Orson. Nope, I don't see anything else. Somebody obviously is trying to also steal these Dwemer parts. Interesting. So I have to talk to Netra, who is the person who hired me to do this in the first place.
I heard what you did at the
This is the Dwemer right here. This must be an old Dwemer ruin we're on. This is sort of a Dwemer artifact, what they kind of look like. Oh. I can activate it. What happens? Oh! It's okay. Not going to kill me. That's good. They're pretty cool. That's what they do. They attack people. And they are pretty mean-spirited. But yeah, the Dwemer stuff always have great artifacts. They have great armor. They have great treasure. Great place to loot for adventurers such as myself. And there is Netra. Has many legs. Is their pet. That's what they're trying to fix. All right.
Did you find everything?
I did. I found I found the stuff you were looking for, and I found some stuff that didn't look like they wanted it on top of that. So I'm going to keep it. All right. Ran into some trouble.
I'm sorry to hear that, but at least you found the parts.
Nothing I couldn't
I'll
handle.
fix Leggy up good as the day he was forged. From where my heart water wells up, I thank you.
You are quite welcome. Look at him. Has me like very, very happy. A little cat meeting over here. I don't know what that's all about, but they're obviously discussing extremely important cat business. I'm holding court. This cat looks like me. It's me. It's me. Look at that. That's my little kitty. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, that was my. So I'm done with that quest. Now I need to find these veiled Herodins folks and take them down. Where am I going here? Are they in town or is it somewhere else? They look like they're out in the world, which is good. Yeah, they're out here in the world. There's some other quests I can do, but I'm going to go out there in the world and I'm going to take these folks down. So I'll call up my horse. And I think I was explaining before, let me see how my character's doing. Typical to sort of Elder Scrolls, if you've ever played an Elder Scroll game before, you just have 3 stats. You have Magicka, Health, and Stamina. Your Stamina really does physical damage with weapons. Your Health is how many hit points you can take and how much damage you can take. And your Magicka really controls how much damage and how many spells you can cast or have the special abilities like that. I'm mostly sort of an assassin character. I have no 1 points to spend, so that's good. And you can, as you sort of level level up. You can have several ways to get what's called skill points in the game. So there's no specific build. Like an assassin doesn't have, a Nightblade doesn't happen to be assassin. A Nightblade just has access to these special class abilities if they want. They can choose not to use them at all and just use weapons. Anybody can use weapons. So I've done kind of funky builds, like done a sorcerer build that wore heavy armor, only used sort of lightning spells and had a hammer, was kind of like Thor. There's a tremendous amount of sort of customization and creativity that you can pursue in the game, and that's just fantastic. I love to see that. It makes everything a lot more entertaining for me. It keeps me engaged in the game, and it gives me all these different sort of builds to try. Two of the same class can have totally different builds and outlays. The build I'm going for with this character, in fact, is an archer and dual wielder, mostly an archer, so someone who sneaks around, sort of snipes people, I guess a sniper, that finishes people off with their blades and has a few abilities around that, but mostly is concentrated on bow and sort of sneaking abilities and everything that comes along with that. So here I am out in the world. You might see me stop here occasionally for harvesting or for something like that. It's something I just enjoy crafting. Something I like quite a bit. The crafting system here is not, I have plenty of that. Mostly I'm looking for wood and runes right now. What does this guy want? Several quests here. That's actually kind of cool. What is this area? I don't know.
The magical lattice can be disrupted.
Did
but
they?
The underlying problem remains.
Just tell me the whole story. All right, let me try this guy first. I'm actually gonna you know what? I'm gonna go do this quest, and then we're gonna go take care of those queen targets.
To the dig site.
Sure.
The supplies Tellinger's been screaming about, no doubt.
Well, maybe they're just not happy in life. I don't know.
The leader of the dig? The one who ordered the supplies? You're an odd merchant. You'll find him at the camp just up the path.
Thank you.
Fair day.
All right. Well, that should have just pointed. Should have just pointed. All right. So lady, what's your problem?
Fair day.
Fair day to you.
How goes the translations?
Well, I don't know. I'm not doing it.
You're not one of Tellinger's students.
Yeah. No. I didn't say I was.
A fair day indeed. I'm studying the spirits that now haunt these ruins.
Okay.
I believe they can be released, sent on to their final reward. Perhaps you'd be willing to help with an experiment.
Maybe. It sounds dangerous.
Take this crystal. I've etched a series of micro runes onto its surface. Weaken the spirit's hold on the physical world, and then focus your will. That should sever the spirit's hold on Nern. Allow it to pass into Aetherius.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Talents do not lie in the brute application of spell power. Otherwise, I would be at your side. Field experimentation is fascinating.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Let me go. What else do I have here? So there's something up there. I got to go see. Difference between the quest markers. They're subtly different. You'll see the arrow on my radar or my compass. That's a solid sort of black arrow. It means that the black part means I haven't visited it. And it doesn't have a little aura around it, which means it's not a new quest. It's part of a quest I currently have. So, all right, a lot of people hanging around. So that's stealing. I'm not stealing because there's people here and they can see me. If they see me, I get what's called bounty. I don't want to do that. That guards trying to take all my stuff that's stolen. They charge me money. I don't do that. So this is the boss of the dig.
Ah, at last. You must be here with my supplies. Just put the ink and delicate items in the tent here. You can begin unloading the bulk goods with my assistance.
Do I look like FedEx? I don't know. Nope. Sorry, no supplies.
Truly? This is the last time I trust an order to that Bosma. It fits, though. His
Racist.
doing has
That
been
is
one
racist.
disaster after another. First the spirits, now the supplies. And to top it off, my top scholar and her team are missing.
You're having a bad day. Oh, that sounds like an adventure.
And Derwin and her team are somewhere in the ruins looking for the Malari Mora.
I'll find them.
If you're not here with supplies, perhaps you'd go look for them.
What? Is there money involved? Is that... I'm expecting...
Best case scenario, they found the Mora. I don't want to think about the worst case. Too many variables.
All right. All right. I don't need to know who he is again. I know he needs me to do stuff. I am going to go do that. Let me see if there's any... Aha! Book! One of the other things, lots of mini games in this game. just like Elder Scrolls Online. You can belong to any guild. I'm technically part of the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild and the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild because, you know, got to get that representation out there. But you can do these quests. For alchemy, that's an alchemy ingredient. You can do these quests that kind of advance you along. And I don't advance too much really in most of them except the Thief and the Assassin's Quest. But if you find lore books in the world, it gives you a little experience towards the Mages Guild. So that's good. All right, I know that I have to find some people. I have to do this thing with the spirits. I have to use weakened spirits with this crystal, and I have to find the lost archaeologists or whatever they are. So I'm going to go into stealth mode because that increases my initial damage. Ooh, I still have my bow out. What I have to do is shoot them down a little bit, and probably they're going to give me an option once they're down a lot of health to capture them or do whatever with this crystal. So let's start. Move you back, change, and teleport in. Use a micro pistol. There we go. Capture that spirit. Set you free. Be free, spirit.
To seek my rest.
No. Be free, spirit. I am a cleanser of the spirit world. And a retriever of iron. Okay. So I'm going to have to do that 9 more times. God, I'm a little... For some reason, spirits are prone to poison. And I... Oh, I can use my thing. I forgot. We don't have to regularly kill him.
The curse. It's gone. I owe you my freedom.
Be free. I cleanse you. I release you. They have a small number of abilities in this game. That's why it's compatible with the... Oh, shit. Oh, well, there we go. Alright. I'll do right away. Stun you. Stabby, stabby, stabby. Oh, block. Another thing, combat is active here, which I very much enjoy. You get little signs like that little golden, those little golden sparks. It says they're about to do a power attack, and if I block, the right click of my mouse or something, they get stunned. So you can also sort of roll around and dodge combat like this. Double tap, you can dodge. You give your dodge ability. So combat is very active. It's actually very entertaining. I enjoy it, and especially now that I can switch weapons. Oh shit. Stabby. That was the red lines. That's a different kind of special ability they were about to use, but I interrupted it. Again, it
no longer binds me.
Be free, spirit. Go your way in peace. Sin no more. And yeah. So anyway, doing that is very. I mean, you can interrupt people without having to have a special ability. You can do a lot of. I think I took too long here. Yeah, they're throwing their weapon at me. So teleport. Knock them down. Block. Oh, got it. All right. I sometimes am not the greatest at blocking, I have to admit, especially when I'm sort of talking over a live stream and playing with people. But
my spirits will brave.
Well, be free. But it's fun. It's fun. That's the whole sort of the reason for it. So it's a great game, piece of design. It's very Elder Scrollsy. Like I said, you can switch back and forth between weapons. You only have to have a few abilities slotted at once, which is fine by me. So I start out with my bow. I switch over to I do a little damage, a little burst damage, and I switch over to my daggers. I usually finish them off. I could stay with the bow. I could kite them. I do it because I enjoy the different abilities. So that's what I do. You can, especially since I can teleport, I switch and teleport in. It stuns them. And I like the interrupts. It's just a lot of fun. Okay, we need several more. Several more. I'm not going to do these groups because I don't want to have one sort of hunkered down while I'm... This must be one of the people I'm looking for. This is the lost group. They look like they're... Oh my goodness. I know. CPR? Mouth to mouth? What? Mouth to mouth? No, okay. We're not friends like that.
You're not dead.
Not
That
yet.
makes you my new friend.
Okay. That's
Thank
a
the
low bar.
stars for that, old man. Canny is hurt, and some of my team members have been taken. We need to get her back to camp. Now that you're here, we can make a break for it.
Okay, who took your team
Some of the
members?
spirits appeared, grabbed my researchers, and then vanished. We need to get into the Undercroft. It's the only place I can think they'd be. Perhaps we were out there looking for runes. Combined, these runes form a key. We only need 2 more. Take a look, and I'll meet you at the entrance of Esduine's Undercroft.
Perfect. I'll meet you there. All right. That gives me something else to do. That's good. I'll take on these 2 spirits because I can do 2. I don't feel like waiting around for too many more of them. Switch. And... aha! Okay, so that's what I was... block! Okay. Stabby, stabby, stabby! Okay, capture you, and hopefully this person won't
What's this? curse is
release. Oh, come on.
My freedom has returned.
Won't release in the time that they're gone.
The curse is gone.
8.
Finally.
Right, 2 more.
I'm at
Thank you.
peace. Thank you.
Just grab these guys here real quick. Item. What the heck? I find switching back and forth too much a little annoying, so I'll kite those guys. Capture these last 2. Oh, I do that all the time. They have this. That's your special ability.
Traveler, I must speak with you. Meet me at the vault entrance on the ruin's edge.
I don't need to capture anymore, so I guess that spirit's just kind of done. I guess I can't help you. Sorry, spirit. All right, that's confusing. So what I was trying to say is that you have an ultimate ability. It's sort of, that's what that little on the right side. It's the R key, and that's below the 4 key. And sometimes I hit it and trigger my ultimate, which only I can build up as I go through combat. So that that's unfortunate, but oh well. It's usually good to save for a boss fight. I got that ruined. I talked to the spirit. I'm gonna get the. All right, sorry, just passing through. How about if I shoot you like that instead? And I think I actually kill this one since I don't have to capture anymore. Good. I can. Ooh, hide guards of Magicka. This might be an improvement over my current armor. I will take a look at that in a second. Let me get the second gem. Stabby from the shadows. Got it. Oh, all right. I'm not gonna switch. And if you hold, you do a power attack, which is kind of cool. See, stun him. I'm about to fight my way all the way there. I'm just gonna chain these folks. Block. Stab, stab, stab. And okay. Lots of fun, but I get annoyed when I'm just stuck in these endless chains of blocking for people. You know, I can take it. Block! Ooh! And assassinate. And teleport. Stun ya. Stabby, stabby. Alright. What do you got? Ectoplasm. Somebody buys that. No idea who buys that, but somebody buys it. Got my other. Talk to what's her face in the Undercroft. She's going to be over there. I'm going to sneak past this guy so I don't waste time fighting him. I will talk to the spirit before I head down though, because it might be relevant for that quest. And if there's something to do down there, I don't want to miss it. So where is the spirit? Over here.
Doesn't seem like I'm getting much done here.
Well, maybe there's 2 dungeons here.
I felt the curse drawn back to these ruins, just as I felt your touch release them back to Aetheres.
Good. Who are you?
I am Auridon, once a member of the proud Dur family, now lashed to the face of nerve and shame. I had the misfortune to call Asanyon Dur my brother.
Oh, okay. So this is really cool. I don't know if you remember earlier on in the stream when I was sneaking in that house for a whole different quest, when I was looking at for the dwarven part for the Dwemer stuff, there was that one note that talked about some sort of ruin and tunnels and somebody in it, and this was the name that I couldn't pronounce. If you remember that, that's exactly the same name. So that's something I love about this game. There's so much attention to detail of the story. It's a whole other quest, a note left there. I don't think they were intending this to be changed. It's just there's lots of little hints and Easter eggs in the world, and that's really cool. So I guess they died while they were excavating this site. That's great. Why did you reach out to me though?
Esduin was home to many powerful mages when I walked beneath the sky. Within this vault lies a magical lattice, very similar in function to the crystal you now hold.
Oh, okay.
Only much, much more powerful. Just so. There is one obstacle to overcome. A puzzle that defends the ancient mage's spellwork. 13 tiles surround a chest within. The correct 4 must be activated to access the lattice.
Okay, a puzzle. I don't have persuade, so that's a skill you can spend skill points on.
The lattice may be the last hope.
Why are you helping
the
me?
shame Asanyon brought to my line.
It's good that you
grounds
felt
me
it
to
now.
learn. I have hoped for centuries to somehow undo his folly.
All right. So I'm going to meet that lady at the Undercroft later, and I'm going to go free these spirits now. Something else that's really nice about the game is the world changes a little bit to some of your actions. It's not completely adaptable, but they use instancing well. What I expect is going to happen is if I do this quest right and I release these spirits, when I come back out, they're not going to be hostile to me. They're going to be free, happy spirits or something like that. And so that's great. I'm going to use the crystal I got when I was out earlier to release the spirits. That is the quest that I am on. And there's a puzzle down here. I have to figure out which of these to press, and they look like the star signs of the there's a sort of a astrology thing here that's fairly important. That's part of the Elder Scrolls lore, and that's what these adhere to. Okay, so almost always in Elder Scrolls games, almost always, there's hints in the room as to what you need to press. That seems sensible to me. Looks on the wall. There's these that correspond somewhat to the tiles. What I expect is these correspond to the tiles that I have to press. So let me find the tile. I don't know if order matters, but there looks like there's a thiefy one. So let me find the thiefy one. That's not it. That's not it. That's the same one. That's the same one as over there. Yep. I will press that. Activate the thief. All right, good. There's a wizardy one. So let me look for the wizardy one. What is going? That's a flower with a skeleton on it. That is not the wizardy one. Wizardy. Not. That's a snake. There's a wizardy one right there. Same. Activate that one. Good so far. And there is a warrior. I'm going to guess a warrior and a snake, it looks like. So there's a warrior and a snake. There's a snake up there. Alright, where is the warrior? Where are you? Where's that the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. Warrior is there, and then I guess the serpent is the name of it. I think I saw that one down here. Here. I dodged. There's the serpent right there. Aha! Solve the puzzle. Collect the relic. I'm gonna guess a boss is gonna pop out. Or not. Okay. Looks like it may be just a puzzle. Let me look for chests or stuff that I want to do stuff with. Besides that here. Nope. I don't see any chests. All right, that seems just fine. All right, little puzzle quest. That's good. Let's solve this and get out of here, and then I'll go join that one team at the Undercroft.
Indeed.
That's that. I think that's the woman I'm supposed to meet, isn't it? I can't tell.
You've returned, and with the spell lattice? He came to me and spoke to me about my crystal. When he told me you were retrieving the lattice, I found my courage and followed Quaron out here.
Well, good.
You still have the micro-etched crystal I gave you?
All right, someone in the chat room. Sorry, I didn't see you there, backstabby kitty. Welcome to the channel. Great to talk to you. I'm playing the game, so I'm sorry if I don't see something right away. That's great. Okay, came to spoke to you about the crystal, blah, blah, blah. You still have micro-etched crystal I gave you? Yes, I do.
This lattice is an elegant extension of the principles the crystal uses. By enmeshing it within the lattice, it will amplify the power of the crystal. It will free these spirits of the Malari Mora's curse.
All
Wish
right.
me luck.
But the protector? What's she doing?
Look, it's working.
Oh.
Almost there. You did it. I can feel it.
Aha, you see those spirits now are not red anymore? They are not hostile to me. We did it. We freed the spirit.
Incredible. Did you see that? Unfortunate that the crystal lattice was destroyed in the process, but it served its purpose well. Yes, can't you feel it? The spirits still remain, but in time they will learn they are free to move on.
That is a Magicka recovery ring. Good for selling. Not as good to using for me. I want stamina, not Magicka. Click some Nightshade in case they make a poison. Venom arrow increased to rank 2. Might mean I can transform it. One of the other things, as I said, there's a tremendous amount of customization in this game. Probably, Venom arrow 2. You can transform abilities. So once you don't, I don't have the interface right now because I don't have any skill points as you can see up here. But when I get some, you start out with an initial ability, and they individually level as you use them and as they're slotted. And you get to sort of add, instead of having a specification that you do, you get to add and transform abilities that you use as time goes on. And it gives them extra damage or different ability, a different aspect to it, or changes, whether it's stamina or magicka. Lots of great stuff. Yeah, see, she looked exactly like the woman I saw, but it's a different name, so I confused them. I guess that's racist. They all look like to me, right? That's terrible.
On the way back to camp. Did you find the runes?
I did. I have them right here.
That Mer owes me 5 gold. You've done well. Just a moment, and I'll assemble the key.
So
I
her
hope so.
researchers,
If they're not,
they're trapped in that
not worth
undercroft.
thinking
That's
about
sort of a
right now.
crypt. They're trapped in that area. I am going to go help solve the
This will be
puzzle
quick.
of the crypt, and I'm going to rescue the archaeologists. They need the
It's
Kijat
done.
to
Let's
get
go.
them out of this mess, just like these Bossamer always do. I don't know if that got that right. I think Wood Elf. I think that's Bossamer. I forget. But it's one of them. There's several different types of elves in the Elder Scrolls world. That's just one of them. So if any of you have played this before, these are early quests. You might have seen this. To me, it's new. Like I said, I played EverQuest Online when it first came out. Back in beta, I played it. It was not my...
Now to find the
I just got
others.
a mail or something. It was not my... that's some crafting materials that I get every day through a special ability. It was not my favorite back then. It was okay. I thought it was good, but the way the levels divided content and made it the way the levels worked and the way that the faction worked, it all just ended up slicing content too thin for me. It was, you could maybe play with players, but they would have to be in your faction at that time, and they would have to have been within this sort of 5 level, and really realistically 3 level slice of you, up or down. So you just basically, there's always just a small number of people you could ever play with at any one time. They did this one Tamriel update. I'm just looking around the place and looting these while I talk. They did this one Tamriel update, which took away that level slicing, content scales to one another. People automatically go are able to quest together at any level. And you can go cross faction. It really did a great job. And that really opened the game up so it feels like an Elder Scrolls game. Oh, you can go way in even more. Really feels like an Elder Scrolls game. It opened up so you can play with anyone, anywhere, at any time, go anywhere, do anything. What levels really do is give you more abilities, open up more of the game to you in terms of how easy you can do things, but it doesn't limit you. And that's just brilliant. The game is really developed well, and I really enjoy it.
I tried to stop him. I couldn't.
What?
I couldn't help them.
What? Some more shenanigans?
Auricanta. He's here.
Right.
He's tracked the others. He's using their souls to form the gate.
Okay. That's not good at all. I will stop him. I will stop him. Oh, what gate? Who is this guy? Who is he?
He is.
Tell me the name of the man I will kill.
One of us. One of Tellinger's students. Tellinger cast him out. Auricanta is here. He's the cause behind all of this.
What gate?
The gate opens onto a shard.
That's
of
kind of their
Aetherius.
heaven or something.
Without the soul-binding rituals.
How do I destroy it?
My amulet.
That's the important
It
information.
should let you see, touch.
You should
Aetherius.
probably lead
You'll
with the important
have to make a
information.
decision.
That's what I'm saying. If
Break
there's a
the
gate to be
bindings,
closed,
or
I don't need the
kill
history
the
lesson.
students.
Take this
Just
amulet,
beware
close the
the
gate.
Thirsters.
We're all gonna die. That is sufficient for me.
The overlay with Aetherius has allowed powerful spirits into the Undercroft.
All right. So they sound like they're vampire light. I'm gonna have to squash them. What do we got here? Magically get maps everywhere I go. That's probably good. Talk to I have to talk to this lady before I head down.
I'm going to tend to Meldil. We'll
Good.
move to the room
He
just
looks
behind
rough.
me.
He looks like he's had a bad
We should
day.
be safer in there. Of course, but speak quickly.
Okay. What is this
How
place?
long do
Heaven.
you have? I'm sorry, this is just not the place for a protracted metaphysical conversation. I can't begin to guess, not without more information, but the use of the Malari Mora, it may have twisted, broken off a part of the spirit world. If a mage were to gain access to such a place, the power, that sounds like Auricantar.
All right. All right. So I'm going to head down. I'm going to stop this guy. I'm going to close the gates. I'm going to save everybody. That's what I do. And I'm going to get rich doing it. I'm going to loot a little bit. All right. What do we got down here? Yeah, Backstab Kitty. Hey, thanks for coming to the channel. I appreciate it. I love the role play. I appreciate that, dude. I love role playing. I'm not going to do it in a live stream because it's hard enough, honestly, for me to talk and move my character at the same time. It can be a little rough for me. But so the Morrowind expansion. So Backstab Kitty's asking about the Morrowind expansion that was just announced by Bethesda. I love it. I mean, I'm so excited for this, and for me, as sort of a returning player, it's even doubly good because it adds a ton of new content. It opens the Morrowind continent, which people might remember Morrowind back in the day, well before Oblivion. Morrowind was probably the biggest zone in the Elder Scrolls games that could have been explored. These old people are not attackable by me. That's probably good. So they're like the Dementors from Harry Potter. I love it. Check them out. That's a cool monster, man. Ah! Oh no! Oh, they went crazy? Alright, so something's going on here. I'll continue with the Morrowind discussion in a second. Let me get through this. So Binding Stone. Looks like I have to free this person, which is a prisoner down there. Release the assistants. It's a weird quest. So Morrowind again. Yeah, I love there's a new class coming out, a giant new zone. What's even better is they use the height maps. So they use the 3D maps that they used to create the original Morrowind to create the zone, which is fantastic. So the landscape that people are seeing going to be improved, but this general geography, the graphics going to be way improved. The general geography is going to be very familiar to people who love that game, which was it was a fantastic game. I have to admit, Daggerfall is actually probably the thing that caught me. That was my first Elder Scrolls game, fantastic. Morrowind was also great. Oblivion was absolutely amazing. Skyrim, of course, I've played Skyrim probably 6 or 7 times. You can read bookshelves, by the way, you get little skill points. So let me free this person. I'll talk more about Morrowind in a second.
I can't take this anymore.
Doesn't look pleasant. No, I don't want to end his life. Use the amulet. Oh, they give you an option to end the life. I love when they do that. The moral ambiguity. So if you choose to try to free them, you might have to fight these spirits like this one. What's going on with you, buddy? And you have to do it before they take you down. That's good. So yeah, Morrowind, back to that. I'm looking forward to questing there. It's a double bonus for me because most of this content is new for me to begin with. So I don't have to, it's just all new for me. So it's like Christmas for me. I'm enjoying the content I have now because it's new. Which is why I chose to live stream it. I am going to enjoy the Morrowind content, the new class that is coming out for it. The Warden looks amazing. Everyone I know is going to rush to play a Warden because they're going to be new to them, but the old classes are still new to me. So this guy looks like he had a bad day. So it's going to be something that I just love, and I'm going to play the old classes without having to worry about the new classes. And by the time I get around to playing that new class, everyone will have moved on, so it won't be so manic. So I'm going to love it. They have a bunch of new features. I know there's new spells coming. There's some new crafting coming as well. It's a full-on expansion. It's not a DLC, which is they have 4 packs of DLC for Elder Scrolls Online right now. Great. They add Thieves Guild, Brotherhood of the Dark Brotherhood. A lot of that is really great content. I played a little bit of it. Really, it's been enjoyable. And I really recommend you buy this game. I love a good developer, so I cannot recommend Elder Scrolls Online, strongly enough. So I should say, I can't recommend it strongly enough. It's well worth it. I suggest buying the ESO Plus account, which is I think $9 or $15. Totally worth it. Let me free this guy. He looks like he's in pain.
It burns.
Use him. It burns us, precious. It burns, precious. All right, let me get over there and fix this up. Kill this spirit. Baleful Ghost. Die, Baleful Ghost. Stabby, stabby, stabby. Oh, that's right. You also can you get caught. That's what's happening right now on the bottom of the screen. You get caught in these sort of locks or stuns or whatever, and if you're caught in one, you can also do some maneuvers to get out of them. So again, active combat, another great aspect of Elder Scrolls Online. You're free. Get out of here. Oh, have a beer. You owe me. Don't forget me. Don't just... You didn't say thank you. You didn't say thank you. Oh my God. All right. So anyway, Morrowind, Backstab Kitty, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for the question. Well, here in chat, what are you looking forward to most about it? Especially since the content's new to me. If you've been playing for a while, I would love to hear what you think is like most interesting to you about it and what you're looking forward to most about it. So drop it in the chat. Yeah, ESO Plus, Backstab Kitty. Yep, exactly. ESO Plus comes with a number of benefits. You get some crown points. They do have a crown store in here. I know that sort of RMT stuff puts people off, or in-game stores put people off in MMOs, but I'll tell you that the crown store here is done right. It's mostly cosmetic, a few convenience items. It's not overpowering. And when you get the subscription for ESO Plus, you get like 1,500 crown points a month. I forget. This is how stupid I am. So I maintained the subscription to ESO, even though I did not play for almost a year, because I just loved the game and it felt like a Kickstarter. I just supported the group. Loved to support the developer, so I kept the subscription and didn't even blink at it. I loved it.
Please.
Let you go. Probably should have waited. What's going on? I think I moved too quick.
Please.
Here's the amulet. Moved too soon. Baleful spirit. Has he seen me? Yep, he's seen me. 1 second as I kill this guy. So ESO Plus, that's what Backstab Kitty's talking about. That provides you with something called the crafting bag. If you're into crafting, it is absolutely necessary. Crafting items take up space in your inventory. That is an early part of the game that really annoyed me, actually. One of the reasons maybe I stopped playing early on was that just frustrated me. The new, with ESO Plus...
Your life force will feed the dead.
Oh my goodness, that was frightening. I'm not sure what's going on. I think if I get too close, they send me over to that spirit world. Anyway, so the ESO Plus gives you a crafting bag that crosses all characters. That automatically goes into a crafting bag. Does not use room in your inventory, so you can just really harvest all the material you want. If you're a crafter like me, it's actually absolutely a plus, actually a must-have for the game. The Backstab Kitty saying Morrowind nostalgia was for people seeing this later, by the way. That's why I'm reading. You can read if you're in chat right now. But Backstab Kitty says Morrowind nostalgia was this one's first thought. A pet class, awesome. I agree. I think having the you sort of have a pet class with the sorcerer, but again, like I said before, there's lots of different builds. What's this? Leave the spirit realm. That's how you leave the spirit realm. Oh, I'm gonna go back to the real world. There's lots of the sorcerer, lots of different build types. One of the ability. That's what it is. If I get too close, they send me over to the spirit world. That's what happens. All right. So I'm gonna remember that in the future and go back. Once I'm in the spirit world, they attack me. Yeah. So the pet class, you can get him as a sorcerer, but it's just one line. You can have a pet spec sorcerer if you want. I don't like the pets. There's like this little devilish imp that follows you around that's a little annoying, and there's a sort of a lizard thing, a demonic, they call Daedra lizard that follows you around. I don't really care about the pets, and not very petty. So I'm hoping, I'd love to hear what you think, Backstab Kitty, but for me, I would love the pet to be more of a real companion rather than just sort of a persistent special ability that doesn't go away until it gets killed. So that's what I'm hoping. It's a real honest-to-goodness pet that you can. It's more like a companion. But what do you think about that? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And nostalgia for Morrowind, I totally agree. Morrowind is a great game. I have to get around this. What if I can sneak around the edge? You got it. I have to talk to that lady. Where am I here? Okay. I'm getting close. I think she's above me. The question for me is, about Morrowind is I don't have, because, get out of the way, because I don't have a lot of experience with the content yet. It's that, I know there's things called trials, there's dungeons, there's PvP, there's a ton of stuff I haven't done yet. And a lot of that sort of group-based content. And to be honest, I haven't found a guild that I'm out playing the game with yet. So by the time I hit Morrowind, I'm hoping to find at least some people to play with. I'm not really a hardcore player. I just like kicking around and having a good time. So here, the team is back. That's another thing I like about this game, by the way. You'll see the world change a little bit. I mean, it's an MMO, so it only does just a little bit, but that character is moved now. All the people I rescued are here. That's pretty cool. I like that part of the game, and I think the way it works is only I see it. Other players in the world may not see it. I don't think they switched me to a different
By the light
instance.
of Auriel, you've returned.
I have.
You are a capable sort. Stars guard your steps. I'm going to get us out of here. Put a stop to this madness. Find Urikantar and end him.
I will. He is done. Dark Brotherhood on the job, lady. You don't even have to burn the incense and stuff. I'm just gonna stab this guy because I feel like it. All right, where'd I have to go? All right, so this gate over here is no longer closed. Big Bammers, great Elder Scrolls name, not really, but okay. All right. And so one of the reasons I decided to live stream with this game, I'm enjoying it.
Hold a moment before we continue the game.
I will. It's new to me. I'm really enjoying the game. I've been thinking about getting into live streaming. I used to do some podcasting back in the day for Age of Conan. If you ever listened to the Hyborian Herald podcast, that was me. I really enjoyed it. So I'm enjoying this, and I think I'm going to do some live streaming when I play, probably fairly regularly. So keep track if people like it, if you have suggestions about it. I know my voice can be a little annoying. I'm probably a little manic to keep the energy going, but I'm going to learn as time goes on. And I want to hopefully talk about things that are interesting in the games and things that you generally like. I got to read these books because I always feel like I'm going to miss out on a skill point. When you read, if I didn't explain it before, if you're first time watching, for some of my friends out there on Facebook, you read these books, you don't have to actually read them as long as you open them. Just like in the other Elder Scrolls games, you might get a skill point. So reading every bookshelf you come across can be helpful. All right, this guy. This is a person who locked all those folks and started draining their souls. So what do you got going on, mister? I am here to kill you.
And I have played the game for some time.
I don't know why I'm talking to you first,
so
but I'm
sad to
going to
see
kill
another
you.
soul caught between us.
Alrighty.
Of course you have. He can't possibly let me go. Can't possibly let me succeed.
I can do whatever I want to, mister. You are not the boss of me.
Vessels. Draw forth the power I need from them.
Everybody's obsessed with power. I just like
And I
stabbing
hadn't
people.
planned to be here. I planned to take over from the old Mer and perform the life binding with Aunt Derwin. Instead, look at me. This is my last chance for a legacy, to own and control a shard of the Arthur.
I don't think this is going to end well for you. I don't think this is going to go the way you thought it would.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Come, let's see which of us lives to tell this tale.
All right, I'm going to guess it's me, but I'm going to hide just in case. All right. Oh, he's probably retreated back into the catacombs. I'm going to have to find him. So yeah, since it's new to me, what I thought is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try these live streams. I was doing it fairly regularly without commentary. And I thought, what the heck, let's talk a little bit. If we get some people in the room talking back and forth, I'd love to hear what people hear about the game. Only so much I can do. It's a public chat room. But I would encourage everybody to have a nice, lively debate. Don't be a-holes. That's the one thing I ask, buddy. If you're an a-hole, I'm gonna boot you, so don't troll, please. But enjoy the game. Talk about what's interesting to you. Disagree all you want, but keep it on the up and up. And I hope we can start a little dialogue here. So these two people, should I just attack them? There's the one person and some other dude. They're both purple. So that little purple on the side, that's frightening. All right, I'm gonna load up on some poisons. You can, if you do crafting, which I do in this game, I do alchemy. I have one poison. I have two poisons. One is that sort of makes them vulnerable to damage and reduces some of their damage. I am going to put that over here on my bow, and I have another one that does health damage over time. And they trigger sort of once every, 20% chance of triggering on a hit or something like that. Once it's applied, though, it keeps going. It replaces whatever enchantment you might have. It's a pretty cool ability. So I'm going to sort of prep up, and I don't know what else to do, but start attacking.
Malari Mora, the secrets of Aetherius will be mine. Split up!
Oh man, I gotta kite this one guy though. To stay out of his way, because he is, take the caster out because he can get me anywhere I'm going. That little red line, as long as I dodge, which is what that little roll was, that is getting me out of the way, so I don't get hit by the ability. Again, active combat, really a lot of fun. I stay to his back, make sure I'm not in. I could have interrupted that. There, I just did a double tap. So that interrupts him and stuns him. I'm going to do my ultimate. Stuns him again. Aha! Victory! So as you see, the sort of a lot of the ability, active combat, the abilities of at least this spec is mostly around sort of interrupts, burst damage, and the ability to sort of get around and avoid damage in the first place. Always a lot of fun. So, Backstab Kitty, about the roleplay. After playing Khajiit for years, their way of talking sort of gets stuck in your head sometimes. This one agrees with you, Backstab Kitty. Khajiit are a great race. They're sort of the, I don't want to say gypsy because that's kind of weirdly, vaguely racist, right? But that's sort of, they're sort of, what you think of as fictional gypsy. They're sort of mercantile class. They have the reputation of being thieves, which at least in the world it seems like that's fairly true. Oh, they respawned. They are also sort of secret agents. They have this way. They don't have any first person reference, and they never say I. They will say you, but they will say this one instead of I. And the way of talking is sort of very baked in and entertaining, and that's what Backstab Kitty is referring to. This one would agree. This one agrees. and also have a rich accent. Razamdar, that is the main character from this game, the agent to whom this one deals with very often. He has a great accent, and it's a great storyline too. The writing in this is just superb. Where am I going? I have to go down. Writing in this is just superb. You might have saw earlier in the stream, I picked up that one just piece of paper in a random room in the house in a whole different quest, and it referenced the ghost that I ran across later. So there's all these little nods, all this little attention to detail, all these little nods to people. And again, I said the world changes, so that's the room that I talked to that woman in. You can see the survivors are still there, sort of recuperating, but the woman I need to talk to is now gone outside, is waiting for me. So again, another sort of interesting bit of sort of just, I don't know, intelligence in the writing. It adds a lot of richness into the world. It really makes for an entertaining game. And Backstab Kitty says, Khajiit are not thieves. They simply redistribute things without the intent of giving them back. Well, this one believes that it is an illusion. Ownership is an illusion in the first place. Khajiit understand this. They approach the world with no illusions in place. So we understand. Things go where things will go. There is no one to say where they must be. Khajiit uses what he must. Yeah, I agree. They're a great little philosophy. All of the races have great internal philosophies. I'm playing in what's called the Aldari Dominion, which are they're Khajiit. They're two types of elves. They're I think the high elves and if I get it right, the wood elves. So sorry about that. I know I'm going to trip a lot on the lore because there's a lot to remember. It is interesting though. Over on the Eberhard pack, there's what's called there's Dumner, which are I've freed these spirits before, which is why they're not attacking me now, by the way. They're the dark elves. They're sort of this haughty, their reputation for being evil, but not necessarily always true. There's the Argonians, which are sort of a lizard people, which are enslaved to them once. And the Nords, which are sort of from Skyrim. If you played that, you know all about Nords. They are sort of the Norse people equivalent of this. They all have an loose alliance, and there's a lot of political intrigue, a lot of racial history there, a lot of commentary on current culture that is just intelligent writing again. All right. Hey, you wanted me to close that gate, mister? It's closed.
You return.
I did.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but what news?
What? You sat on your ass the whole time, and I'm the one you're doubting? All right.
Remarkable. I'm not easily impressed, but you've done it.
Yeah.
And Urikantar disappoints to the bitter end. Such a waste. All that remains is to tend to the wounded and continue the research. With the Mora in hand and Urikantar dead, Esduin will soon be at peace. I'll see to it.
Complete quest. I got a lightning staff, which I cannot use, which is fine. You can always, I've got actually several different alts, and they all pull stuff. They all what they call deconstruct items. That's a good way to learn and level your crafting skills, to deconstruct items that you find in the world. But it is interesting. Again, I'm new, so I know anybody who watches this stream who came here for the Elder Scrolls part, you've probably played a lot before, but it's new to me, so I like talking about it. This got a couple abilities. First is it's a lightning staff. Traditional sorcerers have a few abilities, but the sort of the elemental spells that you expect from most games are not baked into the skill lines of the sorcerer. Instead, they come out of, there's a shock line, but instead they come out of these stabs. So if you want to do fire damage, you use the fire staff. If you use lightning damage, you use lightning staff, and so forth with frost, and so forth. There's a healing staff as well. So any class can almost do anything, which is another great design. There's so many great design elements in this game. You're going to hear me fanboy about them a little bit. But yeah, I enjoy it. So, I mean, and as a Nightblade, I could have chosen to do, I'm going to pick up this log here. As a Nightblade, I could have chosen to do those magical stabs if I wanted. There's no limits, which is a great piece of design in the game. All right, so I finished that quest line. This Veiled Inheritance Leader thing quest. Where is that? That is, looks like it's spread out in the world. This is Find Huddle. Yeah, it looks like it's quite spread out in the world, actually. I'm not sure where all of them are. I think they're up here, actually. There's a whole of the cities I haven't visited yet. There's these things called sky shards. I showed you skill points earlier in the game, and you buy sort of new abilities with skill points. Leveling up, it probably has some back end mathematical significance for your character that is transparent to you. You're not going to see it, but it has to do with level scaling, all that bit. It also, but really the meat and potatoes of every time you level, you get a character point, which improves a stat. You get a skill point, which you can get a new ability on, or transform ability, or get new passives or whatever, and it's completely tailorable by you. There's other ways to get skill points in the world too. Some quests give you skill points. These sky shards, every 3 of them that you visit, which is great for explorer type character, it gives you some more skill points. It just opens up a lot of the world. A lot of them are in delves, which are sort of individual dungeons, solo dungeons, if you will. And I'm going to go look at this one person because I don't know what that's about. I don't know if all 3 of them are over there or what, but I'm going to go at least find this one person. Then I might wrap it up for the evening unless you all still want to keep going, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, so spending those skills and getting them from different sources give you a lot of flexibility in the game how you want to play. So if you're an explorer, getting sky shards give you some benefit. If you're a cabbage. If you're sort of an adventurer, you can just level up and get crests from kills and experience just like everybody else. If you're, you really sort of choose how you want to play. With another great thing. Backstab Kitty's asking if this is a North American server. Yes, it is. North American server on PC and PC and Mac work off the same server. It is available on Xbox. It is available on PlayStation 4. I actually own a PlayStation 4 version. So although I don't play it, I was playing with a friend who played a while ago, so I bought both of them. I'm gainfully employed, so doing that is not a problem. But but unfortunately, players between platforms can't play together, which is disappointing. So I'm going to unlock this again, the lock mini game. Oh. Got it. You break picks if you keep going after a while. I've got hundreds of them though, so. And I should be more aggressive. I just leveled. Awesome. I should be more aggressive about picking chests. I only do simple and intermediate. I think I have a skill point in one of the ledger domain skills, which help with lock picking and hiding. So I just leveled. So let's go through that process. Let's take a look at it. I don't know. I've looked up some builds, and honestly, there's so many of them, and I actually can't tell what's good and what's not. So I've just been sort of doing maybe one health for every 3 stamina points. I have no idea if that's good or not. Backstab Kitty, if you've actually played a Nightblade and you have advice, let me know. But that's what I've been doing. So far, it's been working fine, so there's no problem here. I add 1 point to my stamina. I go over here. I've got another skill point because I just leveled to spend. And as you can see, I can spend it on any of these abilities that let me. So I already have these abilities. This symbol means a transform. I don't think I'm actually going to do it. I might. But what that means is once you have an ability and it levels up to a certain point, you can add additional you can expand the ability in several different ways. So this is an area effect damage over time, basically, that does all these arrows in a circle. I can either add the ability that increases the duration, so it adds more time for the damage over time and reduces the stamina cost, or I can add the ability that increases the range and radius of it so I can do a wider area. I don't know if I want to do either one of those, actually, and I may not spend it. So over here, these are my dual wield abilities. I can add 2 new abilities that I don't currently have. I don't know if I actually want them or not. There's a bunch of passives in each one as well. They do things like buff your health or buff your damage. You can take levels in armor. I've got most of the levels in armor. This is an ultimate ability, which looks actually kind of cool, but I don't know. Ledger domain. That's from the Thieves Guild. That does stuff like picking chests and giving you some extra stuff there. And you have racial abilities. You just have a ton of abilities, as well as crafting. You can spend some things on too. Mostly with this character anyway, alchemy, and I am clothing, because I can make my own armor and I can make some poison stuff. I'm actually not going to spend that point now because I actually want to think about it a little bit more. You don't need me to sit there and debate what I want to do something on. That guild is off doing their thing. Alchemical stuff I don't need to get a hold of. So where's this place I was going to? I was just going over here. I was going over here. So it's one of the people I'm supposed to be looking for. Holinel, I think their name was. And this is part of the quest line to save the queen. Oh, no. Well, they didn't make it. Examine. So this is veiled heritage officers, people looking like they are trying to kill the queen. And I was trying to find these veiled heritage officers, and I don't know. Somebody searched the body. Somebody's off one of them. Must be some internal struggle. Several obvious wounds, difficult to tell which. Lying in the dirt is a main badge. That's very kind of them to wear a badge. Holinel, so I'll take the badge as proof. Fair enough. All right. Find out where these other ones are. If it's worth doing that. I'm not really sure how far everything is. That's quite far. I'm going to find some. So I'm going to keep these quests. This is one of the other people up here too. I can't. I've got one of my markers on the map. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to travel quite some way. So I'm going to go talk to this person instead, because what the heck, I'm actually enjoying myself. Or I bet you there's quests over here. I saw this town. I'm an explorer, by the way. I saw this town earlier. I'm actually going to head to it because it's extremely interesting. It looks like it's some kind of plague-ridden town, and I bet you if I head there, there's going to be some quests. So I'm going to take a look. So Backstab Kitty said she's currently playing a stamina sorcerer, bold, dual wield, and needs a new build for her night plate. Yeah, so that's a great. So Backstab Kitty's saying he's actually playing a sorcerer and using the doors of oblivion be flung wide. What is that nonsense? And oh
please, somebody come!
What is going on here? Oh my God! To save this person. Oh my God! I got myself into some trouble. Spider Daedras. Man, I gotta concentrate on this. Sorry, dudes. There's a lot of people. What is going on here? Let me switch to my bow and kite some of these people. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I died. Alright, well, got myself in trouble there. So what Backstab Kitty was saying, he's playing the sorcerer. It looks like you're playing sort of a assassin type sorcerer, because you're stamina based, which means you're weapon based, and you're dual wield and bow. So you're using similar weapon stuff to me. I actually don't know what happened there. You can resurrect yourself if you have these things called soul stones, which I have a few of, so I'm going to use one of those. But that's the perfect example that I was just talking about. Backstab Kitty's playing a sorcerer. So the three class abilities of a sorcerer are really around sort of summoning, lightning, and dark magic. And so if I look at mine, I have Assassination, Shadow, and Siphoning. It really doesn't matter. You can play an assassin-type sorcerer if you want that uses weapons, which sounds like what they're doing. I mentioned earlier I had an alt at one time that I really haven't played much, but I used a sorcerer build with heavy armor and the storm with the electricity line, plus I use a hammer. So I'm playing sort of a Thor-esque Norse person. That's a lot of people. Why would I attack that? What is going on there? I'm too curious. I gotta know what's happening. So I am gonna switch. I got my bow out. I'm gonna take this big Spider Daedra out. Somebody is poison all these so they get a dot on them. Whoa! I died again. Okay. Well. I'm not going to do all that all night. I don't know what's going on there. That's a shame. I would love to see what that was. Actually, if I wasn't talking, I could probably do it, but that's fine. So here's a quest I said I was hoping to find. I think we'll run through this and I'll probably wrap it up. Then the statue is almost flawless, a perfect representation of a living person. Look closer. It's warm to the touch. Something isn't right. Solve the mystery of the silent vision or shattered stone. I love this. So something has happened. Looks like I would imagine a gorgon or something. Something had turned people to stone or some kind of magic. Well, let me find out what is happening. What's going on here? All these people are just standing around. Oh. No enemies that I see. What are you doing?
Who are you? Wait. Not important. You're new, and not a statue. I can use that.
You sound sinister.
Yes, I did it. I turned them to stone, but for a good reason. It was the only way to protect them from the savage beasts.
Okay, what savage beasts?
The animals here are normally very tame. Energies in the wood. Now they're violent and
saw that.
bloodthirsty. I believe
I got
they've
killed
been
by that.
possessed by Daedra. I lost some of my apprentices to the beasts.
Right.
So when I made it back to town, I cast a spell that would protect everyone. It was the only way. As long as those creatures prowl the woods, we're in danger. I believe the monoliths in the woods have something
Okay,
to
so
do with
I have to dispel the energy around the monoliths,
It should be safe to
and
restore them.
I will go out and find them. Oh, that's probably a gate. There's a backstory here to the game that there's just too much to go into right now. That's what that sound that you just heard probably was. All right, I have to find these sort of anchors. I'm going to activate that as my quest. One is a soul stone, with that right there. So I have to find them, and I have to dispel the magic around them. I probably have to go out the right side of town. I wonder what's going to happen in this town when I fix it. Is it going to be available? Yeah, sometimes the world changes like we saw before, so maybe the town is going to be available. I saved these villagers. Maybe they'll be grateful, give me a place to stay. There's a housing expansion coming out, I think within a few days. I haven't seen it. It's on the public test server. This is This is for rune crafting. And I'm looking forward to that. I'd love to buy a house. I wonder if you can buy a house in these villages. There's one of the other villagers who's stuck as stone. Road monolith. Dispelled. Okay. And I'm looking forward to that. Expansion's coming out very soon. Anybody else looking out? Are you playing Elder Scrolls Online actively? Are you looking to buy a house when it comes out? And what platform are you playing on? I'd love to hear that. I don't know if I need to kill these wolves. Doesn't look like it. All right, no, I just have to dispel the monoliths. I think I'm running past them. Let me do this one last by the church, because I expect, since it's a building at the end of the trail, I'm gonna have to go in there and do away with some evil folks. Avoid the wolves. Spell this one. Ah, away with you! Spirits out! There's a crafting station or something. Alright. One more to go after this. And let's see what we have to do. Looks like some kind of clearing. And this is that sky shard, that soul, the sort of sky shard I was talking about before. You find them, they're one-time use items. Every 3 of these that you use, you get a skill point. You get an extra skill point. I have 2 or 3 along this route. I've probably found 20-something of them.
I sense the field disperse. I would speak with you.
Right. Yeah, that was a good call to take this one last.
The energy subsides, but the animals are still savage monsters. We'll have to try something else. We need a bear.
A bear?
I've spent some time studying these monoliths. I've managed to create a little magical fob that imitates their energy.
Freedom
We'll make one of the Earthside
0405 just started playing yesterday on PC. Freedom, what? I mean, you just started playing, or are you a return player? I'd love to really. What brought you back? And what if it's the first time? What started you playing now? What attracted you to the game? That whole bit. I'd love to hear about that. For me, Why do I need a furry friend again? All right, I'll get you bear.
Meet me at...
For me, I played it. I love Elder Scrolls Online. I started playing back in beta, but the game didn't capture me. I was explaining earlier in the stream, if you were here, just some things about the level division, those kinds of things. Use a giant binding gem on a weakened bear. There's a lot of that. You have to sort of... You have to weaken them down a certain bit and then use the gem on them. Anyway, I was saying when I came back one Tamriel... Oh, what's going on there? Oh, he's dead. Can't kill a dead thing. And I just liked it enough. I just liked it. Went back to the game. Thought I'd give it a shot. I mentioned I've been keeping a subscription active because I admired the development ethic behind it. So I didn't mind at all giving him money, even though I wasn't playing, which is probably sounds stupid. What the heck? There's so many bad games in the world. Supporting a good game. Didn't mind at all, and I've got the $10 a month. I can do that. They're all dead. What's going on? Oh, bear apocalypse! Bear apocalypse! Oh, I can still hear him screaming. So I decided to come back. And Backstead Kitty just saying they only played a few days ago. Homestead looking interesting, but I have to wait a bit. Depends on the cost of the houses. Yeah, they look reasonable. It looks like they're a few tens of thousands. I'm not going to go do that, but that's what's called an anchor, which is sort of a zone event. They get triggered every once in a while. It's a Daedric invasion. These anchors come down. It's pretty cool. I think if you play, I suggest checking it out. You get a good gear drop from it. So anyway, I was saying I just was brought back. I think the housing, that's what I was answering. Housing, damn it, I hit my ultimate again. I hate when I do that. I was trying to hit E and accidentally hit R. Okay, there's a bear. I think there, at the low end, there's a few tens of thousands of gold, which is, I've got 40,000, I think, and I haven't been doing any market stuff. So for me, it looks like it's certainly attainable. I believe you're going to get an in-room for free. If what I saw, oh, damn it, I was actually not supposed to kill him. I was supposed to capture him. So I have to bring him down, and then use the binder. There we go. I got to talking. Come on, little bear, little boo-boo. It's going to be my pet when I get a warden in the Morrowind expansion. So I think they're going to be around 15,000. I know that they run for a very, very early starter one room. I think you're going to get a one room, like in room, to whet your appetite. And then there's tons of crafting around, sort of how you do the furniture. Like, I don't know what the actual, I'm going to kill one to get him out of my way. I don't know what the actual layout's going to be, but I know every crafting profession plays some role in house crafting, in terms of resins and all that stuff. Oh no! All right, there he goes. I thought the bear disappeared for a second. He must only disappear when they get into combat. So you'll be able to get it. You'll be the intro house fairly cheap. They'll be available on the Crown Store. If you want to pay for that or not, I don't know. It's up to you. What am I supposed to bring you there? I'm supposed to bring you inside the building. That is not an appropriate. You don't bring bears inside. They're bears. I guess he knows where to go too. He's well trained.
Let's see if I can banish the Daedric influence from this creature.
Try it. He looks rough, man. You gotta help him. Come on, little bear. Good job. Oh, not so good. Well, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is he's not possessed anymore. The bad news is he's just a pile of ash. Poor bear.
This will not do. Something here is very wrong. A flame atronach. My spell should have sent it screaming back to oblivion. But something else interfered. There's a powerful Daedra nearby. I know it now. You have to kill it. A moment. I can feel something.
Aha.
There's a cave north of here. Whatever this monster is, dispatch it.
It is hurting my bear friends. I will find it. I will find it. I will kill it. All right. So I got to kill this sorcerer now, who's been corrupting the land, corrupting the bears. What I was saying before is that I sort of hope I hope the village. Often the world changes when you when you complete quests. So what I expect is when I get back, the village is going to be sort of shining happy people again, and they're all going to be waiting to, oh, that's cool. You can go up at the top here. They're all going to be happy and back to their lives. I would love to be able to get houses in different locations. So when the housing thing comes out, and I don't know if you can do this, but I would love to be able to see, what is that? Forbidden research notes? Forbidden? You're not. I must question your work ethic, man. What are you doing? It's like I'm gonna blog someday. You're gonna get some forbidden rituals someday, I guess. But yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to it. I hope I can I would love to be able to get a house in like some little town and adopt a town. That would be great. That's probably asking too much. But I would love to see like for instance, if I free this town and the villagers are all happy to see me, it would be awesome if I could also buy a house there. I know that there are going to be lots of different types of houses, and that you can get several. You can get all of them. I don't think you can. As far as I know, you cannot sell your house, but you can move the things in them, and I'm guessing you can sort of sell the things in them as well. But I haven't. I have to find the cave. Where's this cave? It's over here. So yeah, I don't think the house is going to be sellable, but the furniture certainly will be, and you can sort of move the furniture between houses as you upgrade. If anybody played the Hearthstone expansion on Skyrim, which I loved, I ended up buying every house in there. I ended up furnishing them all, mostly because sooner or later one of my houses would bug out, and I wouldn't be able to like sleep in the bed, or do anything meaningful there, so I would have to, oh man. I didn't unslot my poison, by the way. Man. Alright, let me take a look at this. Sorry, folks. I've attracted quite a bit of attention. Nice. Alright. And really, I'm being lazy because I'm not really using most of my special abilities. I was just kiting them all. But I have a couple of special abilities that I can do it. And still not great at this talking and fighting in a complex way yet. But yeah. All right, what are you going to do? Sometimes you get into trouble. Lots of stuff to do. Look, and I'm only even, this is one of the, I gotta show this, especially if you're new. You've seen this if you're new. This is probably the first real island you go to. There's a starter island in the Altari Dominion before this, but this is really the first real big adventuring zone. I'm 15, I'm only halfway through it. So there's a ton of content in this game, a ton of it. And I'm just happy to see it. So I'm just halfway through it. Oh my God. This is that Atronach. What's happening to you? What's going on with you?
Stay back. This cave is filled with Daedra.
I know. That's why I'm here. I know.
Merormo leaves me here to die. And he doesn't even mention me? Stars take him. I'll kill that traitor twice.
That's awkward. Awkward.
This debacle is all Merormo's fault. These beasts, controlled by Daedra? All his idea. He was trying to create animal soldiers. Feigned shock troops with the ability to reason.
Okay.
No, it hasn't.
I didn't kill that town, by the way. Some of the monsters I killed. Freedom. Freedom's asking me something about killing monsters in town. Most of the people are stone.
Blood loss. I'll stay here. Try to stay conscious.
All right. So I'm guessing that I have to kill the Daedra, and then this guy probably summoned them. I am probably gonna have to take care of him when this is over too. There's a lot of people in this world that needs killing, so that's not a problem. They explode, by the way, when they die, so that's a good piece of information to have. Daedra explode. Alright, kill. Oh man, how many Daedra are there? I wonder, so you do more abilities when you attack from stealth. And I wonder, I have an area effect ability. I've never tried this before. This is how new to the game I am. I wonder if you get that ability when you attack with an area effect ability. I'm going to try it here just to see, for fun. I should see little gold numbers pop up if I get special critical damage. So here we go. Yep, critical damage. Not as much, that's fine. Yeah, these are dangerous creatures because all my running around, that doesn't help me a whole lot. Poison them, knock me out. Poison you, not switch to... And assassinate. Alright. Sorry, I have to stop talking during those little bits. Alright, let's see if I've gotten some treasure. I'm not paying attention to my treasure. Oak flame bow. Oh, I'm level 19. I'm still not better than... I crafted one of those bows for myself. Let's see if I got a medium armor that's better than what I have. No, not really. I would not say. Yeah, I mean, this is slightly better. I'm going to go ahead and craft and equip that. Hijack. 16. This is a part of a set, though. It's higher level than what I have, but what I have is part of a set that gives me some extra abilities. There's a lot of complexity to the game, which I love. There's sets you can get, which enhance some of your abilities, and I just enjoy that. So. Woo! That's a lot of Daedra. That is a lot of Daedra, my friends. Usually you can do enough damage to sort of... Though two, I'm going to try to sneak attack one instead of do the area effect. And I'm poisoning both so I can get them started on a dot. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a boss. It's gonna be a purple boss, which are, yeah, so the little purple triangles on the side, they're a little harder. And there's another stage, it's like a world boss stage, which are orange, which I don't know, I suck at. They just stomp me if I try to do them alone. So this person, I'm gonna have to get a little quiet. I think I've got some healing potions. I'm not using my tools because I have a meal. I have something that increases max stamina, which I think adds to my damage a little bit. So let me eat that and get ready for this fight. Good. Since they're melee, that's pretty good for me because I can usually stun them enough and keep them off there. I'm actually going to switch to this. Stabby! Heal myself. That's a special ability. Again, since combat's active, I can do a lot for myself. I have a sort of ability that heals me. Block, poink, and it stuns them. And got him. Yeah, the active sort of fighting in this is just a lot of fun because you can block. You have a little control over how the combat goes. It's not just a factor of sort of spamming your specials and hoping your damage, your rate of damage exceeds the rate of damage of the thing you're fighting. There's a little nuance to it, which is a lot of fun. Freedom, you were saying you've gotten a little far. So Freedom in the channel right now chatting, someone named Freedom, Freedom 0405. They just started the game. So I'd love to hear, Freedom, what made you start playing the game? What brought you over? Was it just interesting to you and you decided to give it a try? Also, you say you're going to start over. Freedom says you're going to start over, which is not uncommon. I mean, people kind of start off with a character or two, and then they start to get to know the game a little bit better, wish they had made different decisions, and they go back and restart characters. Something to consider, Freedom, is that something I've noticed is that you can respec very easily in the game. So for a couple crown points, I'm not sure what the in-game thing is, but you can respec pretty easily. So I would say stay with something for a while. most of these characters, until you hit level 15, you're not really playing the game, in my opinion. The reason being, you can switch between abilities. So you're stuck with one. You see me switching back and forth all the time between my bow and my dual wield. That's because I have 2 ability bars now. That ability unlocks for everybody at 15. Before that, you're stuck to 1 bar. So you're trying to level up your abilities in this weird way and not, it just gets to be weird. So the game gets a lot more fun for me after level 15. Also, if you like crafting, it gets. I don't know if you're a crafter. I would love to hear your theories. So she's better. Let's see what she has to say.
I heard the battle. Impressive. I assume you won?
Sure.
Stars, yes. Let's get that bastard. Morormo needs to pay for what he's done.
You must pay, you bastard. Now your day of reckoning's here. You're gonna rue. Yeah, see? I took out the Daedra, and now all those bears that were sick, all the wolves, they're just friendly little bears now. Hey, little bear, you looking for some honey? You want a picnic basket? You wanna hang out? He's a friendly bear. I'm gonna have one as a companion. So I was saying for crafting, sort of one of the tips that looks to me, I'd love to hear your tip. For me, one of the crafting things, I was obsessed with sort of harvesting and deconstructing. And granted, I'm a little obsessed with harvesting, but I found that I can just buy really cheap, high-level items on the market. There's a guild market, which I'll get into in some other broadcast. There's no world market. There are different guild traders which guilds can sell on in the game. I buy just if there's a really reasonably priced item. Everyone's still frozen.
Damn it, Morormo! You coward!
Yes!
Statues? Restore them now.
Of course.
Good. Now to make sure you don't teleport away.
Ha!
Listen, you can't tell the Cannon Reeve. She'll kill me. I'm not joking. She'll have me put to a blade.
You totally killed people. You deserve to be killed. Explain yourself.
My nephew, Yander, went off and joined the fighting and...
Everybody's got a sob story!
Stop spending our blood. My sister will never be the same.
Okay.
It's not just the Daedra. It's the monoliths. I've studied them for years.
All
Worked
right.
out how the magics pacify the beasts. That's
Nothing's
all
ever
the magic
easy in this
does.
world.
It turns beasts into mewling pets, not combat troops. Yes, the flame Atronachs are essentially just raw Daedric energy given form. I summoned...
So I'm supposed to have to talk to somebody. Alright. I guess I'd get to decide this guy's fate. I'll finish addressing that in a second.
What? What just happened? He did what? Why would he do that?
Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna let the guy live. What the heck?
Mages. Fine, fine. Thank you for speaking with me.
I like that. I like to be able to make choices. And you can see now everybody in the world is sort of back to their self. They're no longer these statues standing around, which is cool. I appreciate that. I'd love to buy a house here. So what I was saying about crafting, you can buy these sort of cheap items on the market. The best way for at least blacksmithing, woodcrafting, clothier to level up those skills because they're individually leveled. You buy like really high level items on these markets that someone's just dumping and getting it for cheap, and you deconstruct them and your skill goes up easy. So you don't have to grind as much. That makes me feel a lot better. What up with you?
Thank you. I heard what you said, and thank you. I never meant for anyone to get hurt.
Yeah.
And the lesson here is clear.
Yeah.
Daedra are never the answer. I'll never attempt this kind of ritual again.
Just say no to Daedra.
You probably hear this kind of thing all the time, but again...
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Traveler.
Alright, complete the quest. Alright, so I completed that quest. I have saved the village. They are mine. They're my friends. Look at it, the lady. She's looking very admirably. Oh, she was looking admirably. Now she's writing. Probably writing my name. It's spelled Kafka with a K. Anyway, so like I was saying, that's an easy way to level up smithing or any of the craft skills. I would do that. That's what I've been doing. Enchanting is probably difficult to do, but you can always get a guildie to make high level glyphs and unenchant those. I see that Backstab Kitty's got one last thing. Said one Tamriel is nice, but it messed up killing the world bosses before you could out-level them to solo them, and that's not possible anymore. Yeah, that's right. So they have these big world bosses. If you look on the map, these skull and crossbones. I have done a few. I'm not sure I've done anything on this island yet. They're the world bosses. It takes a whole group of people to kill them. What Backstab Kitty's saying is before you could just, be in the level 10 zone and get to level 50 and come back and take them out for the achievements. You can't do that anymore because you automatically, with the one Tamriel thing, as I said before, you level to all content is open to you, all content is leveled. You can go back to the earlier zones with the high level character and it will be leveled for you to your level. So the world is always a challenge. It's great. It opens things up. But the world boss means you always have to fight the world boss like a world boss. I don't, Backstab Kitty, I don't personally have a problem with it. I usually go and harvest in the area around the boss and wait for him. There's always some mob of players shows up to sort of to get all medieval on the world boss's ass, and so I just wait for them to run up and I join in the fight and harvest in the meantime. It's really for me not a problem, but yeah, it was definitely a change to the game. That's probably the one downside of the whole thing. Same thing with dungeons. You probably could out-level a dungeon before, which a lot of us are used to, like shooting up to level 50 and then going back and farming a level 10 dungeon. You really can't do that anymore. There's other ways to farm in the world I've seen people do, and I'll cover that in a future video. But that's not... it's a little bit much to get into for here. So that's it for me today. I think I'm going to end the stream, wrap it up here. This is my first stream with me talking over it. I've tried to stream a little bit before with me just sort of playing and no talk in the background. Talking by myself, the mouth's a little dry. This has been fun. It's been really great. I plan to do this more in the future. I will probably do it once a week at least, probably every few days at first because I'm enjoying it, getting used to it. I will say it's a little hard on my voice to just keep talking for an hour. But it's enjoyable. I appreciate everybody who dropped by the channel, who took time to view this video. Leave a comment if something you loved about the video, some idea you wanted to add, something I got wrong that you want to correct me on, any of those things. I would love to hear it. Love to hear your feedback. Love to hear how you're playing the game. And I'm just enjoying it. So subscribe to the channel if you think you want to look at more in the future. I'm going to do this some more. I really enjoy it. Hopefully I'll get better at it as time goes on. So if you have any feedback, if you have any things you'd love to see, go ahead and drop those comments in there. I will read them. I'll take it to heart. I kind of do what I do, so I don't know what will and won't change, but I really hope for this to improve. Thank you, Backstab Kitty, Warm Sands, and may the light of Joan and Jode shine upon your path as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you soon.